Hello, ladies and gentlemen. And today we're going to be talking about a bit about Jack Posobiec and how he was detained, and going through over a few details and here and there, and pop also a video of showing him being detained. So, without further ado, let's get right into it. Breaking. Journalist Jack Posobiec detained in Davos while covering World Economic Forum. Interesting. Journalist Jack Posobiec and his film crew were detained in Switzerland on Monday while covering the World Economic Forum in Davos. Well then. Oh, so this was obviously in Switzerland, not in the US. Which I'm not really surprised it was in Switzerland or even Sweden for that matter, but I digress. Posobiec posted a video of him and his crew surrounded by armed police who were arguing with him about whether or not he had a right to film the interaction. Eventually he agrees to put the phone away and stop filming. And we will see the actual video here. So, this is from Jack Posobiec himself.
This is wild. Why am I not allowed to record?
Please don't.
Isn't this a public street?
It is, but actually I don't like it to be on a video.
I can take it off.
You have your documents on the phone. Take it off, please. Yeah. Do you want to take a picture of it? Yes.
Keeping everybody safe.
Drop it. Your iPhone. You can show me and then I take a picture. Can you put your hand away?
I'm sorry?
Can you put your phone away?
Am I not allowed to film?
No.
Why not?
Not during the police conference.
Why is that?
It's not allowed here.
On the public street?
Yes.
Is that a law in Switzerland?
Here is not allowed. Please put it away.
Not familiar with that law.
Please put it away.
It seems like you just don't want me to film.
Sir, please put it away.
Okay.
I do not know the current laws in Switzerland at all, and what it would be into exactly what's going on. However, I do know if you understand anything outside of the U.S., people will start to really quickly understand that a lot of freedoms that we have here are not available or exist in other countries. Freedom of speech is very absent in some countries. People will say, oh, well, this country is free, etc., etc. We have this, we have this. Well, okay, so can you speak whatever you want? In most cases, no. Like, for a good example, is that you're not the right to protest in Russia because you will be detained or arrested for X amount of years, right? Or whatever else, God forbid, happens to you. So, in this case, in that specific format or what have you, is that some of these countries just don't allow certain things, which is probably a good idea that you should, read up on the actual laws before going to said country, so that way you don't have these crazy things happen, especially on the speech laws and stuff like that, because you don't know what their actual rights are in those specific countries. I don't know whether Jack Posobiec is correct or wrong in this matter, because I do not know the laws in Switzerland. However, I would say probably be best, regardless, to look up said laws. But again, as I said, I do not know whether this is wrong or correct. We'll look up at the other next video here that will give us more information. We'll have to go through the tweets as well.
Alright, this is actually working.
Also be very briefly going over this video since this is 19 minutes, so we won't be going over the whole thing.
Okay, so ladies and gentlemen, welcome aboard a very interesting edition of Human Events Live, where my crew and myself just got detained for about an hour by the World Economic Forum police here in Davos, Switzerland. this was going on. Where'd the guys go? Oh, the guys are all back there. That's my guys over there. And they claim, so about, tell the story as shortly as I can. So we're standing here in front of the entrance, just like everybody else, you know, filming with the signage behind us and everything that's going on. And about an hour prior to this, while we were filming, some officers came by and said, hey, can we see your guys' passports and your press passes? We said, sure, no problem. Here you go. Passports, press passes, done. Easy day, right? Or so we thought. Doing some more filming, had some live hits for the War Room, had my own podcast to film, and we've got another live hit coming up for the Charlie Kirk Show, and we're at tposa.com. He's got a new Great Reset book, and, make sure we're doing all the right stuff. And so we're sitting here at this table that you can see behind me, charging the devices, waiting in between shots, when all of a sudden a van targeting us, and they say, again, we need to see your passports and your press passes. And we all kind of look at each other saying, wait, I thought we already turned all that over. So then they start asking for all this stuff again. Then they started taking us behind, all right, one by one, they started taking us behind this pile of tables. They take us behind the pile of tables, and one by one, they ask us to empty our pockets, and they frisked us right behind here. They tried to take some of the crew away. They said, oh, let's take some of the guys away. I said, no, you're not going to be taking anybody anywhere, all right? Wait, where do they go? They have the Wi-Fi. Hold on. Guys got the hotspot. So they start walking away. I said, no, we're not going anywhere. We're going to stay right here. Wait, hold on. We got to talk. So this is all going on and then Kevin shows up across the street.
Detained Poso.
Detained Poso starts filming. They don't know that he's my brother because we don't look so alike. So he starts filming from across the street. We've got that footage.
Yeah, I'm like, who are these guys?
And then who should show up when someone I haven't seen in months, with the wonderful Savannah Hernandez shows up, and she starts filming, and she starts getting right in the face of the detectives and the officers. Why are you detaining them? Why are you detaining him? What's going on? So, Sav, what did you see from your perspective? Because by the way, you saw Kevin and Tanya like running down the street, and then you just started running with them because you knew danger sense.
So I saw your tweet that you were detained, and I came right over because I wanted to see what was going on. Actually, another journalist was detained yesterday too. We saw this happening, but we weren't able to talk to the journalist, so we said, okay, maybe there was more to the story. So as soon as Tanya said that you were detained, I wanted to know why. I came up to the officials. I asked the police officers. I asked the woman who was associated with the police. She said,
was a detective. I think she was a detective.
Yeah, she said that she couldn't tell me why you were detained, that I couldn't film her, that it was
She
against
said
the
there
law.
was a reason, but she cannot tell you the reason.
She couldn't tell. And then she was saying that it was against the law for me to film and that I needed to delete the footage. But again, that footage is still up because why are journalists being detained
we have
in
more
a public...
footage we're going to put up, right?
Mm-hmm.
So we have more footage. Kevin has footage.
And again, public space, there's been journalists walking here. I've been here. This is my second day. And it seems that only independent media without the World Economic Forum press badges that have been approved are being detained.
But we do have press passes with us.
We have press passes. We're just not WEF approved.
This is incredible. So what's amazing, though, is...
So essentially what we're getting at from here is that there's a lot of things that are going on specifically that is pertaining to corruption in Switzerland by the looks of it. But we also have to understand that a lot of these countries are not, again, as I said, as free as people want to make them out to be. And people that want to call... If anybody want to make a call specifically that how these guys are doing, it's pretty messed up. However, and I don't think Switzerland is necessarily a bad country, and I don't think that people are bad people. I'm just stating some of the things that I'm seeing that I am ignorant about and trying to making my opinions or comments onto them. And if this is all true, then we would have to actually see whether or not you can be detained or not in the actual Switzerland area. Because if you cannot, then okay. But it seems like they had the pass, their press pass. It also seems that they also had their journalism stuff up to snuff. and for whatever reason, they're still detained. If you guys want to see the full actual video, I will post it in the description down below so you guys can actually check it out. I always like to do that for people so you can get the full context and full information of everything that's here, so that way they're not just relying on me. I actually have actual articles and sources to back myself up. The journalist and crew were released after independent reporters Vanna Hernandez showed up and began filming. They have been detained for roughly an hour. We'll go over this video as well.
Still there?
Well, I was just waiting for Campbell.
Did they toss him?
I don't know. I don't think so. It's pretty heavy.
Excuse me, can I ask you why you're detaining this journalist?
Can you put the phone away, please?
Can I ask you why you're detaining this journalist?
I don't answer your question.
Is it not we're
Please
not
put your
able
phone
to
away.
report here?
Please put the phone away.
Okay. Can I ask you guys
Yeah,
why
you
you're
can.
being
Can you?
detained?
Yeah, can you please stop filming? Then we
How-
can talk.
Why do I need to stop filming?
Because I ask you to. It's my personal right because I don't like to be filmed, and
Okay.
it's a right in Switzerland. If I don't want to
But
be
can
filmed,
I ask why he's being detained then? I won't point the camera at you then. I won't film you, but I would like to know why this journalist is being detained on public property.
we're not. What's detained? Can you explain
How
the
come
word?
he's being surrounded right now? Is he
Uh-huh.
allowed to leave the area?
We're just making a normal police control because it's WEF. Everything is
Is there
very
a reason
sensitive.
he specifically was targeted?
There is a reason because we have to have a reason to
So
control a
what was the
person.
reason? What was he doing?
I don't have to tell you that. Why are you asking me that?
Because this is, he's, there's many journalists here, and I want to
Yeah,
know why
I know.
he specifically is being detained.
There is a reason, but everything is clear now, and we're about to leave in just a few seconds.
Thank you.
Okay? Yeah. Could you please now? Can I ask you please to delete your?
Well. Quite odd, quite weird. Quite weird. I also say this is also quite weird because if this is the case, which I will have to look this up. So, ladies and gentlemen, unfortunately for me, I did not do my actual full-on research, but I will do this full-on research with you, so that way it says, but the directors of all the Swiss police forces agree that filming is allowed. There are, however, two exceptions. The filming may not interfere with police during their work, and the footage may not be disseminated, especially if the police efforts is involved or the location are just identifiable. Okay, well, they are actually wrong. So I am wrong, or I wasn't necessarily wrong. I just was not informed. But it does look like the police can be filmed, so this leads even to further suspicion onto why they cannot be specifically filmed. So there is a reason for this. They're not saying it, and this is very concerning and very odd. So if the police can be filmed, and they're asking not to be filmed, that's odd, because it looks like that they can. Well then, we'll continue on. Following their release, Posobiec joked about the situation, urging followers to purchase a My Pillow as his promotion of the company has become a meme. When you get detained by WEF police and thrown into Davos lockup, you really want to make sure you get the best night's sleep in the whole wide world from MyPillow.com promo code POSO. Coming up live from Davos warroom.org. Early in the day, Posobiec had appeared on Steve Bannon's War Room show live from Davos. The annual World Economic Forum is expected to be attended by approximately 2,500 global leaders from business to politics. The theme of this year's meeting is History at the Turning Point, Government Policies and Business Strategies. So yeah, I mean, again, guys, this is very, very odd. I am not quite sure what's going on here, but it's quite odd, and I think we should probably be looking at what's the real reason here. It doesn't look like they're being it's either there's a couple of things that they don't really like or favor Americans, but there could be more to this. But again, I don't think this is all Switzerland people. I don't think all Switzerland is like this, but this is just my broad opinion onto what could potentially be the case. But again, we don't have the full information or the full context. So we'll have to go and see what more news comes out until then. All right, guys, that's it for the video. Like, subscribe, share, and I'll see you in the next one. Take care.